This is about a movie, The Manchurian Candidate. I caught a movie on TV yesterday, The Manchurian Candidate. It was in black and white, entirely appropriate, creating a world of shadows, a swirling blend of reason and madness, loyalty and treason, and an American war hero, Raymond Shaw, he was called, who was nothing of the sort. He was a plant. He was part of an American unit captured during the Korean War and taken to a place where they were worked on by the Pavlov Institute, employing a combination of psychological techniques and drugs, and turned into a killing machine that could be activated at exactly the right moment by the word solitaire and a deck of cards, primed to hit a specific target, all arranged by his American handler, who else, his mother, chosen by these devious monsters, the communists, because they thought it would give them greater control over her. This complicated plot, monstrous and interwoven with a love story and family, reminded me of Frankenstein. Frank Sinatra was part of that captured unit. He becomes a major in military intelligence, and he figures out what is going on, and at the end, he bitterly summarizes what those commies did to Raymond. He was made to commit acts too unspeakable to be cited here by an enemy that had taken control of his mind and his soul. He got free and gave his life in the service of his country. The Manchurian Candidate was made in 1962. The world was filled to bursting with the Cold War, seething with Reds and Joe McCarthy, Tail Gunner Joe, and card-carrying communists and fellow travelers, HUAC, testifying before the committee, naming names, refusing to name names, finding microfilm in a pumpkin. The OSS became the CIA. More letters? There was the KGB and MI6, and Kim Philby wrote a book, I Led 3 Lives. So duplicity became triplicity. It was a world of double and triple dealing, and out of this emerged James Bond. He trafficked in murder and sex, justified because he was preventing megalomaniacs from taking control of the world. The scary part of the Manchurian Candidate was the seed it planted. That psychology was a science, mind control, brainwashing, and it could be used as a lethal weapon, unstoppable really, because of its sheer undetectable deviousness. Was that possible? Was it real? It added to the twisted mix of fear, suspicion, distrust, accusation, and doubt, a mix that reminded Arthur Miller of the Salem witch hunt and trials. I stayed with the movie because now, in 2018, we are back in exactly another such crazy time, back in the Shadowland. It's like we are haunted, living in a deja vu of allegations, accusations, investigations, charges, lies, fake news, Russian meddling, computer hacking. What exactly was this meddling? Well, they hacked into emails. I don't know exactly, but they sure as hell certifiably did meddle. Okay, so what did they do to affect the election? Well, I don't know the specifics, but they had millions of posts, and there were plenty of people in the Trump campaign who knew about it. They colluded with the Russians, Russian agents, and he slept with Stormy Daniels while his wife, my God, was having a baby. It's crazy, and I feel like I did back in the 50s and 60s when the other game was being so fiercely played. I can see, dimly, what's going on, but it has nothing to do with me. I didn't meddle. No one meddled with me. I have yet to hear anyone say they were meddled with. Or is it that they were, but they didn't really know about it, that deep deviousness again, those lousy, stinking, treacherous commies? The momentum of this latest red menace seems to be unstoppable. I was talking with a friend about this, and he said he'd heard a report on the internet that at their summit meeting, Putin had given Trump a soccer ball from the World Cup games, and hidden inside this soccer ball there was a chip that could hack into cell phones within a certain radius. It's the microfilm in the pumpkin. And the question we had was, is this real or is this just more fake news? And we did not know. It's that scary seed the movie planted. Could they do that? Maybe the Russians did do it. Or maybe the Americans planted the chip and they found it so it looked like the Russians had done it. Triplicity. The problem is that people in power do play games. And sometimes the games get out of hand and they go to war. And then we learn forcefully that the Buddhists had it right all along. Life is suffering.